Hey guys, Joe with Carmel Cardio, and if you own a 19F GMC or Chevy truck, you've been looking for a radio solution for the past 5 years. Well, today we have the solution for this truck. Stick around to the end of the video to see it in action in the vehicle, so let's dive deep. So here it is, the radio solution by RDVFL. This thing is absolutely impressive. I'm ready to dive deep, unbox this thing, and see what this thing holds. Huge shout out to RDVFL for being the first person to be able to manufacture and create a radio that actually works for this truck, that interfaces with it and retains everything that's inside the vehicle, including your OEM 360 backup camera, steering controls, utilizing the factory tuner, and everything that's already in the truck, but giving you a 15.6-inch massive screen and a lot more. All right, so let's go ahead and unbox this thing just to see what the components are, and then let's go into what this radio can do for you. It feels like Christmas. Protective covering, and then you got your user manual, installation guide, and then I assume this is more like a quick reference guide. It gives you a breakdown of everything that's in here, and it looks to be an absolute ton. So while I unbox this, I'm going to talk a little bit about what this radio can do and why it's such a huge step in innovation for this vehicle. The fact that this has been out for 5 years and not a single person has been able to successfully make a product for this car is absolutely insane. But the fact that this is a working unit and was just released but maybe a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, it's pretty cool. So right off the bat, we see a massive, and I mean a massive screen compared to the factory. And let's pull up the factory real quick. I'm going to say that's a pretty big upgrade. You got your trim panel pieces to make it flush, make it look like it's factory. And then you've got your entire harness in here with your factory chime, adding in auxiliary and a reverse camera. And then it also has your Wi-Fi bands in here. I'll go ahead and open that up. So you got your Wi-Fi bands here. There's 1, 2 Wi-Fi bands, your mic, and then you also have GPS as well. That's going to be built into the radio. And then all your harnesses for your display. This is a SIM card. So let's talk about that real quick. From the factory, it may give you wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Woohoo! Really cool. But what else can it offer you? Not a whole lot. This thing, when you put this in there, is going to retain all of what I just said, and it's going to be able to give you a SIM card to give you internet, Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Xbox. So for all my construction workers or roofers or anything out there that's doing business, that's mobile, and you're working out of your truck, this thing is awesome. You can streamline it from the radio to your printer, and if it runs on an operating system, whether it's Windows or Android based, kind of like ShopMonkey, an operating system that we use here, you can use it on the radio, make tickets, talk with your clients, and then print them and give it to your clients right then and there. This thing is fantastic if you work out of your truck. Ask me how I know. We've already had a couple other people come in with vehicles like this that are older that did have solutions, and they utilized the ever-living bejesus out of it, and I cannot tell you, I think we had I don't know, 6 or 7 trucks this guy brought to us to put Linkswell radios in to do what this thing can do. And now you finally have a solution for this car. So this is gonna make it a lot more streamlined. Yeah, you can hotspot to it, but if you put a SIM card in there, it's gonna make things a lot easier. Don't even need your phone. Walk back to your truck. You don't have to walk all the way back. You already have a SIM card with internet access on the radio. We're gonna have more USB ports, so now you have more to utilize. And then all your standard connections as far as auxiliary video, which you can add another backup camera to it if you're wanting to. If it already has a 360, you're not gonna need it, but you have the capability. And then you have auxiliary left and right that you can put into this thing, so you can have an auxiliary source like a, let's say, an Xbox or PlayStation or something like that that you can throw into this, or a DVD player if you want to. You got your chime box, and then your other harnesses to connect to your factory tuner and make everything work. Let's dive deeper onto the physical radio side of things. When you install the radio and you get this in the vehicle, it's going to utilize your factory tuner, retain all your steering controls, your backup camera, your factory amplifier, all that good stuff. But now instead of your basic 3-band EQ that you now have a 9-band EQ on this radio, which is a huge plus if you're a little bit nerdy and you like your sound quality and don't want to just sum up a ton of bands in bass or a ton of bands in mid and treble. Now you have 9 bands to give you better sound quality than you did before. So with all that being said, there's a ton of stuff that this radio can do, and it's very impressive, very excited. So without further ado, I'm not going to wait anymore. Charles is going to come back here. He's going to put this thing in the truck behind me, and we're going to get some footage of it being installed, and then we can actually see what it looks like operating inside the vehicle. Stick around. There is a ton of stuff that this radio can do. I'm going to highlight some main points that I think is a big selling point for me and anybody else who wants a radio. First and foremost, it's a brand new radio and it's 15.6 inches of screen. Your AC is now built in to the radio. I can come in here and turn my fans up and down, change temperatures, and it's all incorporated into the screen. There's no more need for a dial or a button. Let's look at Android Auto. If I hit the bottom right, I can pull up all my open apps. If I want to open up Spotify, it now splits half and half and gives me a full screen without any confirmation. I mean, this right here alone is a standard size of a screen for a double din. At least that's what it feels like. So now I'm incorporating 2 double din head units and I get the best of both worlds. Let's go to another option, the DSP. This really struck a chord for me. It's got 9 bands, it's got 6 sound effects and 6 custom modes. On top of that, we have low pass, high pass, and strong bass filters and a gain filter here. Slide it over, we now have sound delay in your front left, right, rear left, and rear light to give you better imaging. And on top of that, it even gives you level or gain per speaker. So now I can level match all of my speakers to give me a great staging and good quality. You can go in here and you can go into HD movies, plug in a USB and watch your movies on here. Pretty dope. Man, there is so much more to this radio. I can be here for hours, but those were a few things I wanted to point out. And most of all, the fact we got a bad looking radio in this car after 5 years, and it is one sexy looking thing. All right, guys, there you have it. It's installed, looking fantastic, and huge shout out to Rich over at RDVFL for creating this piece and actually functioning like it should. A lot have tried, a lot have failed, but you, sir, got it right. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to stay up to date with us on all our social media. That way you're never out of the loop. Until then, you guys have a blessed day.